to play. Just because I'm thinking that, like, for things to go right for Gazu, there's a lot of, like, small things that need to go in their favor. For them, for example, to make sure that this egg pops off, Storm has to find the right target. They have to find a Starbreaker somewhere. What if the Bushwhack misses? Everybody else runs away. I do think Gazu is a better team, though, just based on the names on the roster. So I'm going to go with them because I think the ceiling for this draft is higher, but the floor for Titans draft is certainly higher.
For sure. I agree with you, but I'd just rather play the Titan draft, not gonna lie. Both of the drafts, though, have some pretty apparent weaknesses, right? Let's say if the supports of Gaozu don't get their level 6s, that is a problem. On the other side, Titan, you have an SF who is always a hero that can be in some trouble. You don't really have good ways of split pushing as Titans, so Gaozu will always have the wave served in because of the Dawnbreaker and that one extra hero in a fight.
That I certainly agree with. Now, smoke up on Gazu. See if they can find anything besides just advanced vision here. I'm not sure if they know about this. The observer ward was just outside of the smoke range, but at this point it should be fairly apparent where these heroes are at, especially because Titan is mirroring this move, so we're not going to be having any early deaths here.
Yeah, very smart. They place the ward towards the bottom lane. They're all together towards the top, and in the end, it is going to be a 2-for-2 in terms of runes. Man, I really love when the entirety of the map becomes enlightened, and they know where the SF is. Jinq wants to know him.
Yep. Well, buddy, you didn't come to lane with tangles. You going to end up regretting that. And we see on the... I love it when this happens. I've been in your position before. You get harassed like this before the lane starts, and observer, look where his courier is at, just in front of the tier 3 tower. Look what's on the courier. Bringing in those tangles, baby. He knows what's up.
Yep, he just needs to make sure that that bunny doesn't die. Is that a bunny? What is that?
It's bouncing like a bunny. It has ears like a bunny.
A face like a dog. Okay. Okay, so we have a mix. But that's completely fine. It's still cute.
Well, what's not going to be cute is some of the action that will potentially happen in these lanes, especially up top. Like you mentioned, Primal Beast with the Grimstroke. They have kill potential. DY is certainly going to have his work cut out for him, especially once we start to reach level 3. At that point, him and Ame's communication needs to be excellent to keep the Luna alive.
I think when you get level 3 on DY and on Ame, you play more aggressively, right? And I guess both of the lineups are going to be getting level 3 at a similar time. So who gets level 3 first is going to be a big deal here. It's not only about the level 2 Beyond.
Beyond is losing so much HP. He's in trouble. Ame has a Lucent Beam. They threw out the Grimstroke Ink Stroke of Fate, but it's not going to be enough. First blood drawn by DY, and now he actually gets more damage going out. Level 2 gives him the Fire Spirits, gives him the aggressive potential, and that allows him to bring down Mercy as well. His top lane for Gaozu going excellently in the first minute of the game.
Remember, they're probably going to be hitting level 3 at the similar time. Probably won't. Tusk is also in trouble. JT dropping low. SF, he is stronger than everybody.
Actually. SF finding the power in the lane from Erica. This was when he first made his splash on Vici Gaming. This was one of the heroes that he became renowned for. So good to see him back on it. Nice kill for him.
Yep. And also JT is quite low, so even when you come back with the Hoodwink, it's not like you're going to be able to pressure this SF all that much, because Dawnbreaker likes to get close and personal versus an SF Tusk that is, with this amount of HP, pretty much a death sentence.
Very hard start here. And this mid lane. We saw this matchup earlier on today, and it ended up going fairly favored, like slightly favored, excuse me, towards the Storm Spirit. Seems to be a similar situation here. In that game, there was a lot of pressure on Storm to make key rotations. Where does he go first in this game?
I'd say towards the SF. That would make the most sense, but I wouldn't be surprised about openings towards the top as well, right? Especially if the Dawnbreaker hits level 6, you might want to go away from her lane so that you can have extra heroes. But overall, SF should be your main target. If you find openings for him, that's the one you're gonna go. But also the positioning of the runes might dictate this.
Looking at top, you can see this is actually very smart play from Gazu. They know for a fact that they stopped like some of the early aggression, which stymied the level progression. So even though the Phoenix was pulling back, the Luna was able to play up in the lane, not fearing the 1-1-1 combo. And he was correct. Even though the Inkswell was out, they couldn't do anything towards him. And now here they are, level 3 on both of them, while their opponents are level 2. They're gonna go in. They're forcing back beyond. Mercy will be fine, but can't approach the lane for a little bit now. Oh, maybe not. DY. As soon as the Primal Beast picked up the level 3, they went for the aggression, and this time it ends up working out. A quick kill onto the Phoenix. Gazu, Ame looking for some revenge. Not gonna find.
He didn't have the mana. Even with the 1 charges, it wouldn't have been enough. He would have been like 20 short, so decides to go back. If he had mana there for the Lucent Beam, he goes for Mercy, and he gets a counter kill. Still, this is good. This is good for Titan, because okay, might not be good for them if Ame gets the kill, but overall, considering how this top lane started, getting a kill on Phoenix is something that you didn't expect to happen.
Beyond just backed off, pops a salve behind the trees. He's chilling. Down bottom. Ame wants to see his counterpart die, but unfortunately Shin-Q will miss out on the bushwhack. There's a lot of some aggression to happen there. ZZQ was nearby with the snowball though, so I'm not sure if they get the kill, but very unfortunate to miss the spell.
Bushwhack sometimes works really weird. The thing is, the SF was in the middle of those creeps, and all of the creeps got caught on the tree, and he didn't. You know, that one little yard in Dota just moved him away. So it's quite interesting how deceiving the Bushwhack is sometimes.
Erica though is still getting a fair amount of CS for himself, and hasn't really been backing off into the jungle either. A lot of this has been lane creeps, which is going to be reflecting in his net worth. He's doing quite decently for himself. He's chilling. A lot of people are actually chilling on this match. Outside of some of these kills on the top lane, the rest of the map is quite calm. Mostly a farm fest.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be changing now with the 6-minute power runes, so supports assemble in the mid lane. Nobody's assembling. They're actually diving the SF on the bottom lane.
Yeah, Phoenix is coming in right now. DY didn't get the full combo of spells off. The Fire Spirits did miss onto the SF, so I don't think they'll have enough damage as a result. Instead, they're going to try and turn that aggression in onto JT. But ZZQ can't close the gap. So Dawn, she'll be fine. And instead, ZZQ wanders too far away from the gang. He might actually end up punished for this one. Dodges the Celestial Hammer with the snowball, but will still surely end up dead. The question is, can they bring down Shin-Q in return? And the answer is yes. So it's a 1-for-1. However, DY didn't vacate the area. He's still around. They even bring in Paparazzi. Erica should end up dead from this one. A double kill for JT.
Oh.
They try to reach for more. They're out of mana onto Paparazzi. So at least Mercy is safe. But unfortunately, Gazu end up punishing them heavily in this bottom lane.
And the infused raindrop saving the Phoenix there. He got sniped there by the stroke of faith, but he did manage to survive. And there it is, the stone rotation towards the bottom lane. He was the one who got the first power rune, but he needed the TP to the bottom lane because he got the rune on top. And of course, illusion wasn't the best rune to have.
Tower is under attack.
Nonetheless, it ends up being a very successful rotation. They come out with that dub, and that'll also give a lot of progression towards JT. Him being able to grab that double catapults him near the top of the net worth charts already, and he's going to have a lot more space to play with. I don't think they have to play with the Phoenix down bottom anymore, so that gives them options for DY to find vision, assist elsewhere, and maybe even if they get the early level 6 on JT, maybe he's the one that utilizes it to go top as well. Bottom, they're not finished. JT has the help of Paparazzi trying to kill off ZZQ. Echoes did come in to interrupt this. Triggers out the epicenter, finds the Pyro Strike. ZZQ will live, JT will die. The allies on the Titan lineup come in to save their task and get instant revenge.
Interesting thing, they gave the Wisdom Rune to the Storm Spirit, and then he decided to stay on the bottom lane and force out this rotation while he is giving his supports free reign of the mid lane. So interesting trade, and a decent approach. Obviously would have wanted to get the kill or at least force out the rotation and get out scot-free, but it's not too bad this way either.
Loss of appearance thrown in onto Echoes. That support that you mentioned is now putting in the work onto the enemy mid laner. They don't have enough damage just yet to kill him, but finally they find it. Should be able to pick up both as well. Nicely done by Gaozu, and well, it's not just gold they're gaining, but so much experience. This Hoodwink about to crack the level 6 mark at this point, so Sharpshooter available quite soon for Gaozu.
Yep. I mean, he didn't get the experience from the Wisdom Rune, or maybe it was the Phoenix. Either way, but they got so much in terms of laning creeps and that experience that both of the supports on Gazu are going to be level 6 here. Pre-minute 9, not something that we see too often.
Oh, by the way, speaking of minute 9, I actually went and checked. The Suki, his Blink Dagger on the side of Ascent Esports, second fastest dispatch.
Okay, and he lost the game like pretty
it.
easily. He didn't do much on his shaker with that Blink Dagger. It is sad, but sometimes it does happen. It just goes to show the timings are not everything. If in your pub somebody has a or an enemy has an 8-minute blink, do not think that you have immediately lost.
What do you mean? If my enemy has an 8-minute blink, I just call GG and lose finish. I lose minus 25 MMR. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, sure. If losing 25 MMR is fine to you, it's not fine to me. I kind of pull out a lot of my hair. Anyways, they are preparing for a move here in top.
Yeah.
That's too deep.
What do you think the build is for this game on Paparazzi? He hasn't queued up anything just yet. Are we going the Witchblade route? Are we going straight Orchid? What's the idea?
I'd rather see the Witchblade. I'm just a bigger fan of that build. So I'd say he should go that one, and it is more standard.
Yeah. Every now and then you still see some old school guys want to start off with the Kaya, but definitely I agree Witchblade is best.
Yeah, plus both Tusk and the Grimstroke aren't really all that easy kills, right? So you do want extra damage rather than just the silence.
Speaking of damage, it's going out onto the Tusk in the mid lane, and he will suffer a death because of it. That's a kill for the Storm Spirits. Up to 8 galvanized stacks already at the 10-minute mark. This is the kind of game you want from your mid laner.
We'll see. He's gonna be getting the Oblivion Staff on the Storm anyway, so then we'll see where he goes with it. It would be cool if he goes for like a Mage Slayer. It'd be quite
he's
nice.
going old school. He's going Kaya.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine as well, right? Because you want to go in and go out, just force out rotations. That's fine. Considering that you have a Luna that's going to be farming faster than the SF once the time does come, and you have a Dawnbreaker that's going to be controlling the lanes from afar, you don't mind having the extra mana to go in and out. It might not be about killing people, but rather creating space.
And I suppose as well, if you look at the stuns on Radiant lineup, they all are committal stuns. They have to go in. Speaking of, they're going to go in right now onto Shin Q. They find him farming in the jungle. They were hoping for a bigger target, but they forgot that when Shin Q's in the game, he's the one that's always farming triangles. JT will be held in. Beautiful ice shards by ZZQ, but at the same time, this is not an easy target to go on.
Might be too deep.
They might have gone too deep indeed. They're trying to retreat right now. Here comes the Storm Spirit, long range zip. He'd ideally love to be able to bring down the Sand King. Supernova on the high ground. There was a Dusk committed further away from Echo, so he gets out of it. Kikyo runs out of mana to chase him. So in the long run, committing Supernova for only a Tusk, I think you're okay with this.
Yeah, you're fine. We're seeing that both of the teams here are putting a lot of emphasis into forcing rotations from one or the other team, and it is very, very important in this game for both of them to do it. But that's why you go for it immediately. What an
Epicenter on the 3 with the Burrow Strike on the 2, but unfortunately they can't kill them all because JT comes in with the Solar Guardian, provides the heal, and keeps Paparazzi alive. Gets himself away from the ice shards, of course. He's alright.
Greed all around. You had 2 death supports, but you wanted to kill the Storm, and that is why you died there. The supports would have gone down super fast, but you decided that you wanted the Storm to die. No reason to go that route. So hopefully next time Titan are gonna be making the right decision.
To be fair to them, they were very, 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 very close to getting that kill.
Very true, but you have so much AoE damage on Titan, and when you're playing versus a Dawnbreaker, you, as an AoE damage lineup, let's put it that way, you do not try to kill a core that is almost full HP. That is just asking for it.
Net worth lead, not really going towards any team at the moment. SF is the net worth leader in the game, as Erica is angling in towards getting himself a Yasha here. Is he going SNY? Is this a Manta style? What do you think? We're going to talk about it in a second as they quickly kill off ZZQ. They're just trying to get gold towards Shin-Q, you know? You need to get gold towards your fourth core. You can't neglect the guy.
So you're asking if it's gonna be an SNY or a Manta. I haven't seen a Manta on an SF quite some time, but I don't think SNY is that great in this game. If you look at it, really there's not that many stuns, so I would assume that you want to get a Manta just to deal with the Phoenix.
See what he does when he makes up his mind. For now, just grabbing the tier 1 tower in this mid lane, completing the Yasha, continuing to do his thing in the top lane. They're going out onto Shin-Q. The Inkswell will trigger. They do find that kill. So they find some revenge for what happened in the bottom lane. We hit one of our guys, we hit one of yours.
Yep, that's what you want to happen. The SF is still ahead of the Luna. She's creeping up slowly, but very nice in terms of farming coming out from Erica. He's just gonna go Yasha into BKB, so not even thinking about upgrading it at this point. And I think it's the right choice. Really, when you look at the other side, you will be needing a BKB. You want to commit on the egg, you need the BKB. You want to man fight the Luna, you need the BKB. Either way, it is an item that you cannot just give away this time around.
It's gonna give him a pretty strong mid-game timing with all these stats, right? Falcon Blade, Dragon Lance, Yasha, plus BKB. It'll sort of bridge the gap, because sometimes these SFs, especially when they don't have Mask of Madness, feel that they don't hit fast or hard enough. But getting these 3 media items plus the BKB definitely bridges that gap.
For sure. But maybe the Mask of Madness would have been good because of the Phoenix, especially because none of your other heroes deal with the egg, and I think that's probably the main issue of the Titan lineup. So I'm kind of surprised that he didn't go that route.
The smoke from Gazu doesn't end up finding anybody. Paparazzi frustrated with this movement, but what can he do? He wanted the goal to be able to finish off his Aghanim shot. He's going straight in for it. Wants to get that bounce onto the Luna ASAP, which is pretty damn strong.
Yep, it is going to be quite powerful. Luna also approaching her Manta, just 300 gold away, if I'm not mistaken. So that is going to be a big deal. Removing the Phantom's Embrace is no joke.
Mercy trying to TP out. Definitely not going to succeed. And Paparazzi has the Vortex and has now an additional Galvanized stack as he collects a dominating streak.
He waited too long, if you ask me. It looked for a second like the Grimstroke is going to be making it out. Oh, they saw the SF. It's nighttime.
Okay, they jump him, but JT coming in as well. Erica cannot escape from this one. The Sun Ray there, the Eclipse completely out. DY gonna be the one credited with the kill, but nonetheless, Erica all alone with nobody to help him. And so far away from a tier 1 tower, tier 2 tower, nothing. Couldn't get any assistance.
I'm surprised that he did that, especially during nighttime, right? One of your heroes is dead. You do not have backup. You're so far away from any kind of chance of assistance. And then if the Luna spots you, you're an SF. You're not very good at running away. So pretty weird that he was that deep in. Maybe he thinks or feels that the game is going badly, so needs to do a little bit more. But up until that death, the game was kind of even. Now the Luna is going to be taking the first spot, and I don't know if he's ever going to let it go in this game.
Okay, mechanics question again. If I'm playing Kez, right, and I have a Storm Spirit in my team, so let's say I pop the Falcon Rush and I hit a hero, right? During the Falcon Rush, if you pop your Overload with the Aghanim shot on the Storm, does the Falcon Rush clone get the Overload buffs?
I would say no. You are asking me a mechanics question of a new hero, but I would say no.
Because these like some of the interactions with kids have been very strange. I don't understand some of them just yet. Oh, you know what I should ask? I should ask DY, because he might have some time to contemplate them in the fountain, as that's where he is headed. Bye bye, brother. Please let me know how this kids interaction works.
Yeah, do something in these 30 seconds. Give us the info. Yeah, it's weird when new things are added into Dota. I remember when the Primal Beast got added, I was like, okay, this cancels his ulti, this doesn't cancel his ulti. It was very weird. So it took a long time before the code was properly done, so that we can actually have an idea of how everything works.
for example, of an interesting Kez interaction. If I have the Falcon Rush out, and I get the first hit normally, but then I get hit by an attack speed slow, like Fire Spirit, for example, it affects the Spirit on the second hit. Which is kind of bizarre. Yeah.
Weird. I didn't know that.
I found out the hard way, brother. And, I thought I was winning, and then all of a sudden I was losing. Game is hard.
Is that the only reason that you lost? Everything else went perfect. That's so you guys know one Fire Spirit on Kez and you're gone. Just if you see a Phoenix versus you, call GG.
Real talk though, actually, Phoenix is it's a pretty tough matchup for Kez. Not fun.
Yeah, for sure. That is true. So they're playing faster on Gaozu, and this just comes down to not having anything to deal with the Dawnbreaker. You play defensively with the Dawnbreaker, shove out the waves, and then you can just go for so many aggressive plays. I think they're gonna dive. Yeah, why not?
They're gonna dive him. JT's gonna come and try render 8, and they do have the Supernova nearby. Unfortunately, nothing they can do. They get the quick kill. Erica quickly gone off. Nice little cover with the Supernova. Nobody can approach. Gazu, like you said, making the right moves on the map. And in doing this move, you know, Dawnbreaker immediately ports back top to keep farming. Luna was farming the triangle. They're not losing any map control. They're just outmaneuvering Titan at the moment.
Titan are just running around like headlessly around the map. They don't even know what to do, right? They went through the twin gate, they were smoked up, they were trying to get towards the SF. You cannot TP when an egg is placed down, and this was one of the issues also that we mentioned, is that other than the SF, nobody can deal with the egg. That's why he's going for such an early BKB, because he has to take it down. But if he's the one getting jumped, that's just never going to happen.
Gazu, Luna now accelerating her lead over and above the Shadow Fiend. She's going for a BKB, of course. Once she has BKB, surely they're going to be like, all right, boys, it's go time. Let's go get ourselves a Roche and try siege the high ground.
Yeah, the idea is now during daytime, Titan needs to get the Roche. They have a Tusk, they have an SF, you shove out the top wave, and this is where you're going to be playing. At the moment, there's no Solar Guardian, no egg, and that's going to be the case for another like half a minute. So if there was ever a time to just walk into the pit, it's now.
Dire Scan connects flush onto all these Titan heroes. They're not yet making their way into the Roshan pit, but crucially, they don't really have vision presence in this area, and neither of the supports are carrying wards. To be fair, Gazu doesn't really have much vision either. So we'll see if they can get away with this.
Yeah, they're trying to get some TPs towards the top lane and then maybe rotate towards the bottom lane where the Roche is at. Because you cannot go there blindly, you're gonna get picked off one by one. But if you force out some rotations towards here, you can focus on the Roche. On the other side, Gaozu, they're shoving in the bottom wave because they know right now there's no need for us to really go for Roche.
I'm just laughing because Shin Q was solo pushing the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. His allies come to help him. JT has a Solar Guardian in. Only Shin Q would do this. By himself, pushing this tower. Sharpshooter actually connects onto Erica. Not enough damage to really bother him, but somehow, Sand King, who came in with a Grimstroke and a Tusk nearby, couldn't kill Hoodwink. Shin Q things, man.
They didn't pop the epicenter, so no big ultis were used on the side of Titan, whilst the Solar Guardian was used on the other side. So I think this does make an opening for Titan to actually go towards that Roche. The SF is now towards on the bottom lane, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to walk in. But regarding their movements, it doesn't seem like they're interested.
Brody, did you see the build on Shin Q that he's going for on his Hoodwink?
Yeah, Mage Slayer Maelstrom. I like the Mage Slayer. I was thinking about the Storm getting it, but it is gonna be the Hoodwink being the annoying one.
I love this so much because they're gonna at some point, not too long from now, have double BKB on Storm Luna, plus Pipe on Dawnbreaker, plus this Mage Slayer on Hoodwink. You were mentioning how SF is one of the big tools of their damage output. He might be the only tool in these upcoming fights, but thankfully, he will have an Aegis to back him up. Titan are going for it, like you mentioned, during the daytime, before Gazu are strong enough with all the item timings.
The thing is, you're still 7k gold behind. You're getting this just to delay the game and hope that you can force out some mistakes from the other side. I think Gazu are just gonna continue playing the game the same way they've been doing so for the past 10 minutes. Make sure that all the lanes are shoved out, use the Solar Guardian to go for pickoff, and that's it. I don't think much has changed. In the next 2 minutes, Titan need to get a couple of kills, because once the nighttime comes, that's when it's gonna be dangerous to separate in anyway.
Also do have the Luna and the Phoenix heading towards the top side of the map. Luna taking over some of this triangle right now. They really want this tier 1 tower, and Titan really want to fight them for it. They have the entire complement except for the Primal here, and now they're going in, jumping onto Erica. It gets safe for the time being. Solar Guardian is coming in, but there's the Supernova. Can they destroy it in time? Luna taking out Echo, and BKB popped by Erica, but it's not going to help him against the Supernova pop. Finally, the Primal Beast does come in. Can he find the Pulverize onto the Luna? He does, eventually, but where is the follow-up damage? There's no way to threaten her. In the meantime, the rest of the lineup being threatened away by Erica, who pops away the Requiem. Zones back Gaozu. So far, it's only 1 casualty, but Gaozu want more. They're reaching in for ZZQ. Can they catch up to him? Bushwhack misses. Snowball now going the opposite direction with the onslaught. Trample coming in from this Primal Beast, but he gets killed off. The Sunray plus this damage from the Overload Slacks is just way too much. They kill them all. 4 are dead all of a sudden. It's only Erica that's allowed to survive, and Gaozu demonstrating their dominance in this mid game.
This could be it, right? Because the gold lead is way too high, and that Aegis was your way to survive a little bit longer to try and mitigate that amount of lead that was already attained by the side of Gazu, and then you completely lose the fight. You lost 5 heroes. It's just lucky that your SF was the one with the Aegis, so he didn't go down. That is a shard on the Luna. Yeah, nobody cares because he doesn't even have the lunar orbit skilled up.
The really scary thing about that fight is the fact that they lost it comprehensively, despite Gazu actually missing a lot of spells. So if the enemy team is missing spells and still running you over, yeah, these are some big problems that you have to approach. And I don't know what their get out of jail free card is at this point, because we just saw BKB is not really going to protect you here. And even on the Primal, it's not going to make that much of a difference.
You need to not be trying to burst down the course. The situation is like that with the Solar Guardian, both the Storm and the Luna are probably going to be able to survive, especially because they have BKBs. Killing them from 100 to 0 is next to impossible. If you get all 5 of the heroes on top of somebody, sure, but that's very, very hard to do. So maybe this Aghanim Scepter of the Grimstroke might be a game changer, right? If in that big fight where there's a lot of AoE damage, a Stolen Luna illusion starts doing quite a lot and you do not notice it from Ame and finish it off, that could be the difference maker. Because if you looked at it, the AoE damage from Titan, it did bring everybody to like 30% HP, but that's not enough to take him down. If you get them lower, then you might be able to win the fight. If they're at 10%, turning around is not going to be possible.
I actually just realized that because Ame went in all in on these stats, you know, as most Lunas do, 0 points into the Lunar orbit, your illusion is actually stronger from Mercy. Unfortunately, you can't find the illusion if you're dead, and that's what Mercy is right now. He did draw a BKB charge out of the Storm Spirit, so perhaps that is worth his life to reduce it to 7 seconds.
I don't know. In this game, a 6-second BKB on Gazu doesn't feel all that bad, right? Because I think during those 6 seconds even, that they're gonna be killing 1 or 2 heroes, and then it's really not a problem.
You know, it'll never not astonish me how much damage comes from a Kanda Lucent Beam hit. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I don't know how that is allowed. Like, suddenly, with a 6-second cooldown spell, a support loses 80% of his HP. It's sometimes hard to look at. Definitely hard to be playing versus it as that set support.
Sucks to be you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm the guy spamming Luna's meme. You know what? I'm just gonna start playing the position 4 Luna, so screw all of you.
17k gold lead right now for Gazu. They don't have an Aegis at the moment, but bottom lane, Echoes, my gosh. Dude, JT, why did you even show up, my G? You are not necessary. Shin Q is here. One of the other actual carries is involved. You don't need to be here.
That's just the thing, right? Some of these players, right, that have always been at the top of Dota, what they do, they have a no hesitancy policy. I see my guys going in, I'm pressing my ulti, and it's easier for us to make sure 100% that this guy is dead than for him somehow to live, and then for them to turn it around. We can play around the cooldown of this spell, but we cannot play around allowing enemy heroes to survive when they shouldn't have. I know that here it was unnecessary, but a lot of the times a lot of players think, oh, it's not necessary, and then a hero survives on 5% HP and suddenly you're in trouble.
Especially when it's a hero like the Sand King, right? That reinitiation comes in very quickly from him. He's got Bloodstone as well. So definitely the correct option.
I mean, it's not a correct option in that situation, but I get why. I understand why he does it, and I think if you have that kind of an approach, you're gonna be winning most of your games, or having more chances to win your games. Let's put it that way.
The correct sentiment, rather. I think that's probably better.
Yep.
We'll see if this smoke ends up landing them into a winning position on the side of Titan. Heading out onto the map. The smoke will be revealed middle because Shadow Fiend came out to clear that, and he wasn't that deep in the trees. That being said, it could still be nighttime. They might attribute it to that. Line being drawn. Gaozu, they already know. They know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, nobody was showing in the mid lane, and the waves started getting pushed in. You don't have that much mana on the Dawnbreaker. This could be a problem. Okay, JT is TPing back to base and telling his team, guys, defensive for 3-4 seconds, and then I'm ready with the Aghanim Scepter on top of that.
Oh, baby. We also have a Butterfly fully complete for the Luna. And they do not have an MKB, there's no Revenant's Brooch, no nothing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not looking good. Luna is super stacked. You still need to be careful when going high ground versus lineups like this, but with the Solar Guardian, it's very hard to approach this Luna.
Oh, smokes.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, she's right now hitting for 450 a hit. Fair and balanced all around. Jump in right now. Storm Spirit baiting out the BKBs. There will be two heroes caught with the Pulverize, but there's the Solar Guardian coming in. Even with the Epicenter, BKB, Bloodstone combination, Echoes is literally doing no damage. Egg has now popped. Allows the Phoenix to re-engage. They've killed off the task. They drag back in Echoes. He's falling low with the Eclipse flying everywhere from Ame, bringing down the Primal Beast. They force Echo back into the basin. Look at Ame!
Oh my god!
Holy beast! Running headlong into the dire lineup, killing off 3 of them. It's a triple kill. They haven't even killed him off, but they've already called the GG. Will they at least be able to bring down the Sand King? Of course they will. The throne explodes. Gaozu has dominated this game and made it that there is no contest in this opening fixture. What a performance from Gazu.
Yeah, that was beautiful, especially at the end, understanding that the enemies can't do anything about it. I don't know why Dota Plus was in that push, giving a 25% win probability to Titan, because they had no chance. Ever since they lost that fight on the top lane with the Aegis, I think there was absolutely no chance for them. But I really like what Titan have, but how are their lanes gonna be? I would assume that they need to win their safe lane. I would be very surprised if Titan loses their safe lane. If they lose their safe lane, they're probably gonna be losing this game as well, because Crystal Maiden and an Alchemist, that is a scary lane to play into.
Yeah, they should be able to handedly win that lane. I'm a bit concerned about Beyond and his lane, but you don't necessarily pick Night Stalker for the laning phase anyway. So as long as he gets his levels, get some protection from the Tusk, he should be fine. But it is double melee versus Warlock DK. It's not the easiest.
He went for Night Train, so he should be fine, right? Starting off with the Bracer, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Usually, Warlock is very good versus Harassy type offlaners. A hero with a lot of armor, movement speed, damage, and good animation isn't something that the Warlock is generally good against, because you're not going to stop him from farming.
30 seconds to battle.
In your opinion, who has the best animation for last setting in the game?
I love the Tiny Man. I actually think he's quite nice, even though, you know, his attack speed isn't the greatest. It's actually quite easy to last it with this hero.
Okay.
But
For me, my favorite of all time has been Lifestealer.
He has too low damage, and then I don't feel it. Right? That's just the. That's just how it
We're
goes.
just talking about the animation, bro. Just
yeah,
the animation.
yeah, sure, but you know, I always look at the animation plus damage, because that's how it's gonna be good. The sniper has awesome animation, but still kind of sucks at last hitting because he has low damage, so that's why he's not on the list.
Okay, how about we reject the question? Let's assume that every hero in the game has 100 base damage. Exactly 100. Who has the best animation under those conditions?
Io.
I like that shout. That I like. Io's animation is quite nice.
Yeah, I'd say sniper or gyro in that situation. Right.
Gyro is very fun. Sadly, no gyrocopter in this game, but we still do have a lot of exciting heroes. Chief among them being this Night Stalker in the top lane, who certainly is going to have to deal with a lot of harass coming from the DK and the Warlock. But nonetheless, I don't think they'll be able to kill him, especially with Mercy being nearby. So he should be able to find his levels to have a game.
Yeah, especially there's gonna be some lane shenanigans happening from the Tusk. So the Night Stalker is gonna be fine. The second he gets his level 2, it is gonna be quite easy for him with the extra movement speed.
What do you make of this, of Ame going for the Dragon Tail level 1?
I'm fine with it. You go in, you stun somebody, you deny the range creep. That's completely okay. I really don't see why not. It is a low mana spell, and the Breathe Fire. I guess your idea was to shove out the wave with the Fatal Bonds anyway, so you might not have needed the Breathe Fire. But any of the 2 spells I would have been fine with.
Okay. Down bottom, we do see some damage coming in towards Erica. He actually gets pinned to a tree here, but he'll be fine overall. However, definitely taking a lot more harass than he initially anticipated. But this is what happens, right? With Mars and the Muerta, they try to do these harassing shenanigans as much as humanly possible.
That's what you do. You are playing versus an Alchemist CM. If you play passively, once the CM is level 2, you're in trouble. But you keep the Alch relatively low, and you are going to be safe.
Ame and the gang farming underneath the tier 1 tower. Beyond will be collecting most of this CS. He actually got all of them. Well done from him. Didn't end up messing up there.
As he has good animation.
For no reason. It's that animation.
Imagine if he was a Visage, right? Or it wouldn't have gone that well.
He's actually going to use this animation to go onto the Warlock in the top lane. They're putting some aggression in, but they do end up losing the Tusk first. Mercy dies, and they haven't even lost DY. He's juking.
It's fine.
Outplaying Beyond right now. The turnaround might be on. Beyond just picked up an Urn of Shadows. Nothing that this item can help him with. But First Blood, surprisingly, going the way of Gaozu. DY taking out Mercy.
Yeah, especially because he used the heal on his Dragon Knight unnecessarily for sure, and then he didn't have it for himself. But just standing in within the shards, it is a big deal. And you might have a lot of damage, but that just means that Breathe Fire takes away quite a lot of it. So quite a huge deal, and nice call to just stand your ground rather than to try and run.
So we haven't taken a look at this mid lane. Let's see how it's going. Right now, Echo is behind Paparazzi. Should this be happening reliably in this mid lane matchup?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, because you are a 0 armor hero versus a 0 armor melee hero versus a Storm Spirit. Doesn't get much worse than that. The amount of harass that he's gonna be dishing out is kind of insane. I'm still surprised that Echoes didn't get at least a couple of denies with this tree. Usually, the way that you play versus a Tiny, you force him to attack you with the tree, but versus a Storm, it makes no sense to do so because he has so much armor. So just save it for denies.
Oh, bottom lane, Erica almost died here. Able to back away beyond the tier 1 tower safely. He's okay.
This is a disaster. There's only 17 CS on the Alchemist. They turned this into a brawling lane on the side of Gaozu.
Erica was also very lucky. That dead shot, had it connected, he definitely would have died there. JT was ready with the spear and the level 1 God's Rebuke, but ends up not happening. He's chilling for now.
He had mana for both of those, so definitely would have been nice. I'm just trying to stand his ground versus a full creep wave and then Night Stalker. That's not something that you can fight into, but knowing that you always have the heals from the Warlock, you're gonna generally be fine.
Be fine. You got the Dragon's Blood innate. You got that Shadow Word coming in. In fact, he should be playing more aggressively, Ame. Why are you being a coward, bro? Let him know who you are, fam. push up into
Radiant's
him.
bottom tower is under attack.
Well, you know, man, the vampires are quite scary even when you have strong armor. But it is not going to be nighttime for long. In 10 seconds, we're going to be going back. For people who don't know, Night Rain gives you that extra 15 seconds of night.
Paparazzi gets Shin-Q to refill his bottle in the mid lane. Can keep his farm up. Also, he's doing something that every single time that we've seen Tiny together, you've said the same thing. Why is the enemy mid laner not buying raindrops? Paparazzi has been watching, he's been listening, he's got the raindrops ready at the moment. That's why he's not been taking that much harass in this lane.
Yeah, Paparazzi never makes a mistake. If I see something that Paparazzi is doing that I don't like, that means that I don't know what's going on. Everybody else, I'm just gonna be talking crap about. Not this guy. No, I don't dare.
Papa still commands respect years on from his heyday. Doing well in the mid lane. Where is this power rune spawning? It is going to end up being an AD rune for Echoes down bottom.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yep, so he doesn't really... Okay, he does have mana for a TP, wand, and then use the AD rune to kill somebody. So you now have to be very, very careful. The Storm is not gonna die unless there are some rotations.
Oh, bottom. Might need
You're
the
dying.
rotation here because Erica is in danger. Storm Spirit has now shown up. Can they drag him back in? They don't
Tiny,
even
stop.
need to. They have the damage, but they don't manage to catch him. In the meantime, Tiny was in the top lane, showing up to bring down DY. And what happened? He ran out of mana on the side of Paparazzi. Could not get off the vortex, and that allows the Alchemist to live.
Got scary there for a second. They didn't really have tabs on where the Tiny was. He started moving towards the top lane, and then he was unsure of what he should do. Then when they saw the Tiny on the top lane, it was already too late. The Alchemist was far enough away. And there we see it. The difference in who gets the runes. If it was Storm with the AD rune, the Alchemist dies. Probably even the Night Stalker dies on the top lane, because the only reason that he did survive is because Tiny came in there, saved his life, and then got the Warlock kill as well.
Dota2, a game of margins. This particular margin favorable for the side of Titan. It's going to lead them into their next round of items. Seems like Tiny, after the Soul Ring, probably going to be going for the heads-up Blink Dagger, the way he's itemizing right now. The real question I have for you is, what are we doing for the Night Stalker? Where are we going first? Is it a straight-up Blink game? Are we going BKB Armlet Rush? What's the plan?
I'm not sure. I saw this earn, and I'm not really sure what he's trying to do, especially because they didn't get a single kill in the lane. I think it was an idea to snowball a bit, but let me think. Oh man, it's so hard with the Night Stalker. I'd go a little bit greedier. You have the Tiny that's going to be buying the blink, so maybe you can get away with like an Echo Saber.
Okay. That's one of the things I love about Night Stalker, is he has so much variability in his builds. It's not just like one size fits all. As right now, Titan are trying to make these camps fit their net worth budget, stealing away some of the hard work from Shin-Q. The best part about this is, you know, in other teams, you're like, well, the support was stacking for his offlaner, so now the offlaner has lost money. No. Shin-Q was stacking for himself. So he lost money himself, directly being affected in the wallet by that movement.
I'm thinking, is he... Oh, he's going for a Spirit Vessel. Okay. We'll see how that works out. They're trying to kill Ame.
Yes. You are playing against a DK that has Shadow Word behind him, so there's worse things in the world than Spirit Vessel. And now do they have the damage to bring down this dragon? Not just yet. He's somehow still alive. Deadshot coming out. But finally, Ame will fall. However, with these Fatal Bonds, these heroes need to be careful of the damage that they're taking. Fatal Bonds will expire in a second. Nobody dies, and now perhaps Beyond wants to re-engage. Needs to be careful though. Deadshot back online. One of them will kill him. So this engagement might just end unless Echo can find a toss back towards his team. He cannot, not just yet. So it's only going to be the DK that takes a tumble.
That was just perfect positioning from the two supports of Gazu. Yes, they did lose the Dragonite, but they almost got the kill on the Night Stalker, and the way that Jin-Q positioned himself so that he doesn't allow the Night Stalker not only to kill his Warlock, but also not to give vision to the Tiny toss so that they finish him off. Very nicely done. Despite that, though, it's still a win for Titan. While this is happening, the Alchemist is farming uncontested, so things are looking up for the Radiant side.
Do you not find it deeply ironic that if Muerta drops the calling, Night Stalker can't jump in for fear of being silenced?
Yeah, that is the case. Though I think he's not afraid of some ghosts. He's gonna be fine.
Oh, he's a Ghostbuster. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I see.
See though, what's gonna be next that's gonna be happening on this map. They still lost the top tier 1, which is kind of annoying, but for a hero like a Night Stalker, not the worst thing in the world, especially because now it's nighttime, so you can stay in this lane quite safely. You still want to open up the map. Once the Tiny gets his blink, if the map isn't open, you're not really gonna be able to utilize it to full effect.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Is Alchemist about to finish off his Radiance?
Dire are scanning.
Pretty much about to be completed and flying out to him in a moment. And Gazu, they're trying to gank him. Paparazzi has come to the south side of the map with Shin-Q.
Are scanning.
They're certainly going to dive him for this one. The pings are coming out. Titan know that something is awry. And they're even pincering him in with DY. They will get this kill come hell or high water. The smoke will break. They know something's going on. Finally, they see him. The root will be there, but unfortunately, the calling came first. Deadshot to send him back. They even dropped the chaotic offering, but it will be well worth it. They get the kill. Can they get out is the question. Root out onto Paparazzi. Does have the zip away if needed. Echo is here with the avalanche toss, enabling them to kill off Shin-Q, and they're falling very, very low onto this Paparazzi storm. Still alive for now. JT has shown up, drops down the arena. Now they're going back onto Beyond. He was pinned to the wall. Do they have the damage to kill him? One more Vortex, one more hit with the Overload. That is enough, but it does cost the life of the Storm Spirit. Who else will die? 5 heroes have taken a tumble so far, and it's not over yet. Mercy pinned to the tree. One more rebuke from JT kills him off as well. As we have a 6-hero bloodbath at the 11-minute mark of this game. Gazu feels like they will walk away victorious on this one because they did manage to kill the Alchemist as well.
They killed 4 heroes, they got a tower, everything went well for them. Sure, the Tiny does survive and he gets his Blink Dagger, but the map hasn't been open. You haven't taken down a single tower, let alone that mid lane one. That would be the main one for you to open up the map. And now, your Crystal Maiden is looking very much dead as well.
Let's see, unless Echoes can do something special here. Freezing Field did put in some work, but now Echo, he just blinked in. Yo, if they knew that he was actually all alone here, they might have decided to make a bit more of an aggressive play. I suppose Paparazzi didn't have that much mana, but that was a very aggressive play from Echoes.
He jumped into the calling. That's the thing. I think with the Avatar's combo, maybe he would have been able to kill the storm. But Crystal Maiden dies, the calling expands, and he lands right on top of the silence. It's very unfortunate for Echoes.
Now the game state has fundamentally changed. Blink Dagger available for the Mars. Storm Spirit very close towards having the Aghanim Shard. And because of some of the space that's opened up on the map, DK very free to farm on his side. I'm sure they lose this Warlock top, but on the mid lane, excuse me, but whatever, who cares? This tower was dead to rights regardless. It's just a Warlock. He already has level 6, and his spells are on cooldown anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much.
The Fatal Bonds is a big thing though. If the Warlock didn't die there, this tower might have been defendable with a arena into Fatal Bonds, but because he lost his life, the tower will go down. And we talked about it, you need to open up the map, you need to open up the towers, especially the mid lane one, so that the Tiny Blink can do its job. And now it is going to be much easier for them to do so. We'll see just how much Gaozu can spread around here on the side lanes and not get caught.
They're smoked up, and Echo seems to have a very decent idea of where Paparazzi is at. Papa, though, has a ton of mana, so as soon as the smoke breaks, he should be able to get away. Doesn't even need the smoke to break. Just great game sense from Papa. A smoke entirely wasted from the side of Titan. And now Gazu, they're actually smoking themselves. Unfortunately, they also run into the same problem that Titan just did. They don't have positive vision on their enemies on the map, so the smoke is unlikely to yield that many dividends.
Paparazzi is just a genius, man. The second he saw that it is going to be the 14-minute mark and nobody showing on the map, he's like, yeah, they're going to be around here somewhere. He has his ward to play around, and he stays safe. Now he's continuing to farm these agents while the Kobold is just farming some gold for him as well. It is beautiful.
They get a kill on Tusk middle, but it did cost them 2 ultimates for this one. They're probably fine with it. If we can get 2 ults and maybe even mount this defense. They don't have Arena, they don't have Pierce the Veil. This is not the easiest fight in the world. And now we're going to get a toss towards the tier 1 tower on the Muerta. She is dead. Darkness activated by Beyond. He wants to chase for more. And it looks like this Warlock is going to be the one that gets caught. A double kill for this Night Stalker. Can he find anything else? They don't have any positive vision. Mercy is just respawning, so no snowball forward. Gazu will escape with their course.
We can have net worth on the screen or observer. Put it back on last hits. There it is. So Alchemist is not that far ahead, and this is a problem, right? Sure, Dragonite does farm fast, but Alchemist should be having a bigger difference between him and the Dragonite. The thing is, he needs his BKB done, then Blink, and only then can he focus on going for the AC. At that point, the Dragonite's damage output is already going to be super high.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
16 minutes into this game. Net worth pretty much dead even. Win probability, though, drastically favoring the side of Gazu. 69%. Nice.
For a good reason. It is the Alchemist on the other side, and the game is even. And not only that, but dealing with the Storm Spirit later on is not easy for your lineup. The Crystal Maiden does fall off heavily in this game in terms of map control, in terms of towers being taken. Gazu, they're stronger there as well, and they're getting an Alchemist
might kill Erica. Very easy kill. They find the stun onto ZZQ. They pick up some interest in this one. 2 heroes killed, and they did this before the Alchemist would clear out the camps completely. So not only do you get the kill, you stymie his progression of net worth. Massive play there, and I'm actually kind of interested about Ame's build. He went for the Mask of Madness. Isn't this a little bit peculiar given that you already saw the Spirit Vessel available on Beyond?
Considering you're gonna have a BKB, it's really not that big of a deal. You just wanted to maximize your farm as much as possible. Mask of Madness is a very, very powerful item nowadays, and it's just something that people very rarely skip.
I've been seeing some DKs of recent times skip the Mask of Madness and go straight into Armlet SNY, but now he doesn't have a BKB just yet. So as he gets tossed back, but he found the Dragon Tail immediately out onto Mercy. He is still in danger. Deadshot pushing away Mercy. Goes into the DK form, pops his Armlet, and he's actually too tanky to fight. They're gonna have to let him go. Can't take this fight anymore. Beyond still trying to get in on the angle. Nice little avalanche. But now, look at this. Beyond, he went in too close. He's dead. Killing spree for Ame. Freezing Field is going to be committed down. DY not dead just yet. Before he goes down, he drops down his Chaotic Offering, which enables them to get the kill onto ZZQ. Grab back onto Mercy. Gives Kikyo the kill as well. 3 for 1. The target was Ame, but it turns out the target was not the right one. Leave this dragon alone.
He armlet toggled like 3-4 times in that fight, and the last one was with the Spirit Vessel on top of him. Of course, you just have to take a go for it as well. They didn't commit. When the Avalanche was used, there was no toss, so they couldn't finish him off. And then he was able to armlet toggle through the Void of the Night Stalker, armlet toggle towards the toss of the Tiny, and then towards the tree toss as well. At that point, you know that the fight has been lost. It is pretty much a disaster. Sure, the Alchemist has been farming all this time, but the Dragonite participating in kills and then just getting so many creeps around in the triangle and in the graveyard area right after it, it now puts you in a very uncomfortable position if you're Titan.
The worst part about that was before BKB. Like you mentioned, they had Spirit Vessel out. They had these small instances of damage, but now with BKB, you almost killed him last time, failed. How on earth do you actually kill him this time around?
I still think it was a mistake to go for him either way, right? And okay. And I'm not talking, you know, in a sense, oh, it's easy to be a general after the battle. No, it's your lineup. Your lineup is reliant on bursting a hero and then going for more. If you're chasing down the Dragonite and he has no help, you are going to be able to kill him. So just focus on getting the supports first, getting somebody that is squishier than him. And everybody is squishier than the Dragonite. Even a Mars in that situation would have died. And then it's a completely different story because you can just continue moving forward.
You know, I told something, I was playing a game the other day and I had this idea of how we should treat Dragonite. And I was like, guys, pretend the DK is a Medusa. Hold on, we'll talk about it in a second. There's Warlock getting jumped on the back lines. Easy pick off, as you were mentioning in the draft. Tiny can do this, but now there's danger for the rest of the gang. What a dodge from Erica. Could easily have, but no, Erica came back into the arena.
Kill me,
what happened,
please.
Erica? You are out. He's trying to get out with the BKB, but he's falling so low on health. Arme right-clicking him down. Arme not able to get the kill just yet. Now his BKB is gone. Freezing Field putting in the work. Still alive for now. However, Echo able to finish off the rest of Arme's supporting cast. He's all alone. Here comes the stun from Erica. We thought Erica was crazy, but he is just seeing 5 steps into the future. They completely outplayed Gaozu and earned themselves a team wipe.
He is crazy good, that's what he is. First he dodges the Dragon Tail with his ulti, and then he goes in, he forces out the BKB of the Dragon Knight, uses the BKB of his own, stands his ground, fights, and creates the situation where the Tiny finds a huge Avatar's combo onto 3 heroes. And that is what we've been talking about. When 1 or 2 heroes of Gazu dies, the amount of spells and cooldowns, like small cooldowns that Titan has, is insane. You're not going to be able to escape them, no way. So you lose 1 hero, you're probably going to be losing all of them. And that is exactly what happened in that fight. This is a perfect showing of what their lineup is supposed to do. Plus, that is just before the nighttime comes, so this is now just going to continue because of the extra vision that they have. I just hope they don't get greedy once again and try to kill the tankiest hero of them all. Just kill this small fry first, and then the other ones will die. Why are they all dying to the Tormentor now? ZZQ?
Oh, lol.
Oh my god.
Double kill Tormentor, baby. Oh, that's hilarious. High key, that Tormentor actually did more to impact Titan than Gazu did in their last engagement, which is crazy. They dealt 11,000 damage, the same as Titan dealt. 7.7k damage came from the Dragon Knight, and they still only got 1 kill. That is just insane.
It's gonna be even harder to kill people now because Night Stalker has his shard, so he's gonna be able to go in and out of the fights quite easily with the Hunter in the night.
You know, I was very fearful, Harry Freak, that we're going to be having just a 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 day. But thanks to the efforts of Erica in that fight, looks like we've got a ball game on our hands.
I still think it's very likely to assume that Gazu can take this game. But during this night, it's time for Titan to take a big lead. So they have to do it now.
They did get scanned out, though, during this movement. So Gazu know that they are coming. They should know where DY is at, but they're going to jump onto Shin Q first. He's going to be the one killed off. Very quick and easy kill. No buyback available. And they're right in front of a tier 2 tower. We'll see if they decide to pressure it or if they decide to go top and try to get the kill onto Mars going into the Roshan pit.
No way, look at the side lanes, right? The bottom lane is right in front of your base and the top lane is shoving in, so you need to bail. And very fast AP from the Mars. That is just beautiful movement coming out from JT. Makes this move and the kill on Muerta pretty much not worth it.
Still though, most of the gold lead that Gazu was enjoying for the earlier portion of the game has been completely eroded. We are on level pegging in terms of the net worth. Pretty much the same in terms of experience. For some reason though, Gaben is still pipping Gazu to win with 76%. I feel like, yeah, the game is still nice for them, like you mentioned, Alchemist even, but I don't think that they're that favored at this point, are they?
Crystal Maiden is gonna fall off. The Warlock is not. Plus, Warlock has 11 Black Grimoire charges. 11, what? Man, and he still hasn't eaten it or read it, whatever.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay. Okay. 11? Okay. Honestly, I didn't believe you until I actually clicked on the hero. And I was like, what? It's got 11, dude. Holy face.
Oh, ZZQ survives!
It's fine, dude. He's fine. TP's out. They can't cancel the TP onto Paparazzi either. Everybody's fine. Unfortunately, though, I don't agree with 75-25. However, maybe 65 because now they've gotten this Daedalus on DK. This timing is always immense. Daedalus, Omelet, BKB, Mask of Madness. Personally, one of the reasons I really enjoy going SNY instead of Mask of Madness is that at this point you just leave on the Omelet without ever having to take it off. But he's still terrifying in the damage output that he has right now.
Oh man, it's nighttime. There's no BKB on the Storm, and you allowed the Roche to be taken. This is just a big blunder from Titan. You cannot allow this to happen. You're an Alchemist lineup. You have an Acid Spray. You could have killed the Roche yourself. Acid Spray plus tag team. Goodbye, Roche, in a couple of seconds. And now your big timing of this night should have been that you take a huge lead. You are behind, slightly behind in net worth, which really doesn't matter all that much, but what does matter is that you're up against an Aegis.
Top tower is under attack.
Why do you think they didn't transition from the Muerta kill? I mean, I know they had to depush the waves, but as you're saying, they can take Roshan really quickly. Wouldn't it have been worth it to give up a little bit of lane pressure in exchange for an Aegis?
Radiant's top tower
You can't do it because then you're gonna get caught after the Aegis. But they should have constantly focused on shoving out the waves, especially the top one during this night times, as to be able to get the Rosh. But I think they just didn't put that much emphasis on it.
attack.
Well, Titan won a game off of being able to force a play like this one. Now they're going in, looking towards this DK. DK does have the Aegis at the ready. He should lose his first life as the backlines are being pierced by the Night Stalker. DK all alone, and the first life is gone. What do they do for life number 2? There's a freezing field on the high ground that could come out here. Nice little avalanche toss onto 2 heroes. The arena catches onto absolutely everybody, however.
Snowball
With the
save.
upheaval going. Unfortunately, the Alchemist right now is fighting too damn well. That being said, Paparazzi is going ham with the damage, ham with the upheaval. They're printing down these heroes, being able to bring down 4. Erica hoping to try to at least get the Muerta as well, but unfortunately he cannot. Paparazzi kills him off. And yeah, they ended up losing the DK, but they were not watching this Warlock. Constant upheaval, man. Look at the damage numbers on the recap. 7,000 damage on a goddamn Warlock. How on earth does that happen?
Be freaking why, that's how it happens. He stood there with the upheaval. He waited for the silence of the Night Stalker to expire. He used the void on him as well, and then he goes for the upheaval during that arena. So even once you cancel it, it still lingers for like 3 more seconds. And during that time, a lot of those little imps are just coming out and doing the AoE damage. Sure, the snowball save was there, but this is what happens when you have to kill the Dragon Knight twice. So you got to a point in this game where you can kill the Dragon Knight once, but going for him twice is gonna be a problem because the other heroes start doing quite a lot of damage. If you look at the side of Gazu, it's not only the Dragon Knight. Every single one of their heroes does an immense amount of damage, especially with the Fatal Bonds present. And this was the end result of that fight, where you are killing one hero for 30 seconds. The rest of them will murder you.
The terrifying thing about that fight is that DUI did that without the Aghanim Shard. Once he gets that, oh my god. Woo! Yeah, that's very scary. There's a tormentor right in front of him. He's calling his gang over. He's like, bros, you saw what I did in that fight. Come kill this Tormy, give me the damage. Trust me, I will carry the game. Ame and JT oblige him. Shinkyu, like the jackass he is, steals the shard away. What can you do?
That's how you want to put it. Well, it wasn't his call, but sure, I agree. Freaking shard stealer.
Actually, I'm surprised that Ame is still so happy to play with Shinkyu. Over the years, I've seen Shinkyu steal so many rampages away from Ame. How are you still okay with this guy, man?
Yeah, I don't know. That I do condone. The stealing of the shard, he is a support. It should be his anyways. But everything else, the rampage steal, that's really not cool.
What's not cool as well is that JT now has an Aghanim's, oh not the Aghanim, excuse me, the refresher. So double arena available, double BK. Well, just barely double BKB. He doesn't have that much mana to play with overall.
Double soul ring, my friend. That's what you are counting for that extra 340 mana. So you pop the soul ring, and then you pop the refresher, then you pop the soul ring again.
tower has fallen.
They're going in for this high ground push. They do not have access to an Aegis, but they don't feel like they need one. These heroes are very, very strong. Jump in, coming in from the Storm Spirit. They find Beyond, they kill him. There is buyback available on this Night Stalker. Certainly be loath to have to use it, but might not have an option. It's a tier 3 tower getting desecrated in this mid lane. It's already gone. Guys, you gotta do something about this. They're gonna come for more. Avalanche in onto 3 heroes with the toss. However, Chaotic offering onto Echo. Now they drag back in the Tusk. Tusk is gone. And that's a BKB from Echo, so soon it will expire. And then what? Buybacks all around on the side of Titan as we're losing HP onto Erica. He needs to watch himself. Does have assistance from Mercy, who's right in front of him. They're going in onto Ame. DK falling lower and lower and lower. Freezing field will be able to tick him over. Ame is gone. Beyond does die for this one. It's a dieback, but hashtag worth. But maybe it's not because
What a bait.
Paparazzi now has so much mana. Comes back in. They've killed off 2 heroes. Echo, though, finds 3 heroes in the avalanche toss, but not enough damage. They cannot bring these Gazu heroes down. Alchemist unable to follow up with the blink unstable concoction. So they will escape everybody on the side of Gazu. And yet again, it's the same situation, Harry Freak. You kill Arme, you expend all your resources onto him, but nonetheless still end up losing the team fight.
Yeah, look at who did the most damage in that fight. It was the Muerta, right? Everybody packs a punch. This time around, it wasn't the Warlock. It was Jinkyu. So, you know, that shard paying off. It really wasn't the reason that he did all that much damage. But still, overall, though, this is a really cool play coming out from the Mars. So JT, what he did, use the second arena. BKB starts TPing away, and the enemies think, oh, they're running away. They cannot fight us, which wasn't the case. And now Echoes is dead as well.
He's not dead, Harry Freak. We need some positivity in those broadcasts. He is just going to take a quick bath. He was feeling a little bit dirty, walking around, getting some moss on all over his stones. But now he's in the fountain. He's going to get nice and cleaned up, and he'll be ready for the next fight.
Yeah, but he didn't turn off the heater, so he got kind of zapped in that bath. So that's that's a problem.
Oh, man. 14k net worth lead for the side of Gazu. And I was thinking that Titan hopefully might have had some plays, but Gazu is just owning them right now. And like you mentioned, because everybody packs a punch, look at the distribution of these net worths. The Muerta is ahead of the Night Stalker and catching up to the Tiny and crucially dealing more damage than either of them. That is a big, big problem for Titan.
He's dealing more damage than everybody.
Jumping forward with this Alchemist, BKB flowing, but this BKB is only 6 seconds, already gone. And you've done
cares.
Literally nothing. Literally no damage has been taken.
Yep, and there it is, mega creeps. Your heroes aren't the greatest at dealing with them. Plus, you're an Alchemist lineup. You are supposed to be snowballing, not losing every single structure 30 minutes into the game. Tiny's back.
Tiny tossing forward. That's the wrong direction, brother. Now there's an arena on the 2. They quickly kill off the toss. Tiny held in position, trying to escape, but the right-click damage of Arme and Paparazzi is way too much. Wicked 6 streak for the Storm Spirit. All the racks are taken, and there's no more options in the game. GG, well played is called. Titan throw in the towel, give up to the superiority of Gazu, and we get our second finalist for the upper bracket. An incredible performance from this Dire lineup. It wasn't from start to finish, but when they finished hella strong.